This is Sahim of the Summit of the Startup Kitchen. Today I'm here with Phil LeBlanc of the Fredericton Makerspace. Welcome, Phil.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, to get started, tell us about the Makerspace.
All right. Well, the Fredericton Makerspace is going to be a community-based, workshop where people can come and bring their ideas to life. We're sort of playing on the notion that we shouldn't have a limit on our ideas, so we want to remove all the barriers from bringing those ideas to life. So essentially, we want to provide people with the tools, the resources, the equipment and technology to be able to come together and collaborate with other like-minded people and, take those ideas and make them a reality.
So Phil, what made you decide to start this project?
Well, basically, I studied design in university, and while I was in school, I had access to world-class studios and workshops, and I really became quite dependent on those. And when I moved back to Fredericton after graduation, I started looking for those same things in the community, and I wasn't finding them. But what I did find was, a whole group of people that were looking for the same thing, and that just sort of drove home the fact, this is really something that we need in the city. So that was really where it all started.
Okay, so some of the tools you're talking about are things like 3D printers and CNC machines. Is there anything else like that?
I think some laser cutters, and of course there's a lot of stuff that I don't even know about yet. There's a lot of programming tools that people are looking to get a hold of, but there's also the music side, programming side. So there's a lot of tools that I'm not even aware of myself yet, but it'll be member driven, so it'll be neat to see some of those come in. But again, I'm more excited about some of the fabrication tools like CNC routers and laser cutters for sure.
Perfect. That's interesting. It's member driven, so can you explain that?
Yeah, it's basically going to be, the needs of the members will dictate what the services will be provided, especially with workshops and classes. If there's 30 people looking to learn more about photography, for instance, then that's what we'll provide. Again, we'll provide classes on all the tools that we do have in-house, but again, it'll be, the needs of the members will really drive the programming that we will provide for sure.
How are you going to fund the Makerspace?
Okay, well, we're basically planning to be self-sustaining through our membership levels, whether it's institutional corporate memberships or individual memberships in the long run. But we are, seeking funding in these early stages to get the membership or to get the Makerspace up to a certain level. We want to start with a certain amount of tools, and that requires a bit of funding. So that's where we're at right now.
Awesome. So what do you think the typical member is going to be like?
I think it's going to be interesting. Like we had talked about a little bit earlier, the difference between people that are working on their business projects or personal projects. I think that it'll be interesting to see the business side come in, because I think there's a lot of opportunity for prototyping in New Brunswick. I know there's people that even work at a Planet Hatch that have had to take their work outside of the province to see that come to reality. So I think it'd be really great for those guys to be able to come to our space and work with designers and engineers and collaborate and really know their product a little bit better, as opposed to just designing something and sending it away and then having it come back. So I'm excited for that. And then for the hobbyist, there's no limit on it. We see people that are wanting to build quadcopters, people that just want to learn how to program with Arduino. But in makerspaces that I've seen across the States, people are sending their own satellites into space for under $5,000. So, there's no limit, and that's probably the part that excites me the most, I think.
So you're also part of the Social Entrepreneurship Accelerator at the Pond Deshpande Center. Could you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, it's been actually a really good experience for me, because my background is design and fine art. So the business side of things is not my forte. But again, they've been walking us through the steps and providing us with a lot of interesting connections and really pointing us in the right direction. And working with 8 teams in their cohort, they've been really flexible in showing us all in our own personal direction. So yeah, that's been a really great experience. And I don't think that I'd be where I am today without their leadership and their guidance for sure.
It's great. So there's a demo day coming up for that, right?
Yes.
When is that?
The demo day is going to be June 5th or 6th. We haven't nailed down the exact date yet, but it's going to be that first week of June, and it's going to be at the convention center. So I really invite everybody to come out and take part in that. We're going to have a lot of our potential tools on display. A lot of our members will be, doing what they do. So we want to be able to just bring a little bit of exposure to the Makerspace and, take it from there.
Great. So if somebody wants to find out more about the Makerspace, where can they find out?
Yeah. Basically, you can go to frederictonmakerspace.ca. We're just in the process of planning a few events. Even though we're waiting for space, we want to start doing a lot of the things that we want to be doing in the space. So we're coming up with events and workshops and stuff like that. So just go onto the frederictonmakerspace.ca and check out the event calendar, and you'll be sure to find some things there. Hopefully that entice you for sure.
Definitely. So you're going to have some events soon, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're working on an event for on our Facebook group. We just have a group of members. It's where people can toss around ideas and post interesting things. So some of the things that caught the most interest over the winter, I don't know if it was because of the weather or if it was because of the interesting project, but people were interested in solar can heaters for the side of their house, which will bring hot air into their house for little or no cost. So I think our first workshop, we're aiming to provide a full demo of how to put those together and how to make them work in your own house. Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Phil.
Great, thank you.